Donuts. We love them, both as a pastry and as anime characters, but when it comes down to donutted anime characters, there's a couple that come to mind. Characters who were punched so thoroughly through their chests that they now live in the annals of history when it comes to anime. And today, I was lucky enough to be sent a statue of one of anime's greatest donuts in the history of all animation. And fortunately for me, this flaming donut has an open spot in my shelf right next to one of his closest friends, Obanai. Yeah, that's right. Today we're unboxing Rengoku. And this Rengoku was sent to me by Bai.jp. Bai is an online e-commerce website that allows you to bid on Japanese items directly. And because Bai allows you to bid on items in Japan through their website, there's no middleman to rack up the prices. So when it comes down to acquiring Japanese goods like our favorite donut we're about to see, there's no better option than Bai. Bai also has dozens of shipping options for both domestic and international packages, which got this package to here in fantastic shape. But enough about all that, let's get to unboxing everyone's favorite flamey pastry, Rengoku. Once again, I forgot to bring a knife in here, so we're using Itachi's authenticity card. And honestly, man, who even needs a knife? This thing cuts better than most of the knives in my pantry when it comes to tape. Like, look at this. Straight across. It's time for everyone's favorite part. Nick pulls a box out of a box using the power. Overly nimble feet, baby! Got it. And just like that, now that the main box has been revealed, we're getting a pretty good look into what we're gonna be getting with this statue. Obviously, we have our donut making his own kind of little donut-esque holes here on top of the Mugen train. As for the rest of the box, there's really not much in terms of graphics. Obviously, this is created by TPA Studios, and well, that's really it. It's now time for everyone's second favorite game. Nick gets styrofoam all over his freshly cleaned studio. Okay, we're gonna probably have to go about this, the same way. Man, it is a good thing my feet are so prehensile. Now we just gotta bust out our trusty family killer card, crack this tape open, and we will have access to our donut. Now we just pop the top like a girl at Mardi Gras, and we have all of our pieces, all in one layer too, which is pretty nice. Now obviously this isn't the biggest statue I've done. All the pieces fit in one layer, as you can see, but it looks like the detail of this is gonna be absolutely incredible, and accord means it lights up. So as with any statue, we're gonna start with our base. As you can see, this is the Mugen train that Rengoku will be standing on top of. Obviously, after its destruction, as you can see, there's explosions coming out of the side. All of this fire created by Rengoku's sword style. And I believe these here and here are gonna be our lights that are most likely gonna light up all of these flame effects. Now, obviously, we like to start with the big pieces. So we're gonna start with Rengoku's body and put him on the base. And the detailing on Rengoku is actually incredible. As you can see, the flows in his cloak, all of that, the hand detail looks really, really good. But what's weird to me is, and I guess I'll figure this out in a second, is there's this kind of circle attached to his leg, right? And on the bottom of this circle, there's a little switch. And I'm not entirely, the little switch turns on a light. Okay, look, wait, so this is on, obviously, and then this is off. Okay, so this is also another light up feature. So let's start off by finding the place for our Rengoku here. Obviously, this little peg looks like it has to go somewhere, and I think that's somewhere. Oh, okay, that is nice. Okay, so all of this is magnetic. Our Rengoku slid in, all magnets. As you can see, I can like tip him over like that. Both the peg and his foot, which go right there, are magnetic. That is nice. Now, obviously, we all know that this fight ends with Rengoku with another hole to breathe through, but let's be real, he wouldn't even made it that far if he didn't have these two pieces. So we have his sword hilt in one of his hands. Obviously, the hand is not attached. And then we have, luckily there's a carpet right there. And then we have his sword. This thing has heft. I think it's mostly the flame effects that are on it, but I mean, this thing's pretty big. This could be a nice letter opener. So let's get Rengoku equipped with his arms and just a little snap there. And oh man, this is nice. Actually having a fully magnetic, easily made statue. Mwah! I want to give y'all a close-up on how easy that sword was to get in and out. Obviously, it's a little top-heavy because of these flame effects, but for real, all you have to do was slide that in there like that, and then boom, it's in there. So easy. I have a bunch of other statues that have weapons like our Jiraiya Toad. It is so hard to get this Sasimoto in that hand, it's insane. Now obviously, since we like to build the character before we put the after effects in, we have to give Rengoku one of his most iconic fashion statements, his cloak, which has these flame effects built into it, which is really nice because usually having to snap those in at the end is kind of an annoyance, trying to figure out where they go and all of that, but the directionality and the flow of this cape is awesome, man. It's a really, really high quality, sturdy piece. Oh God, finding the hole is difficult. It feels like I'm reliving freshman year all over again. I cannot find this hole to save my life. There we go, I did it, I'm good enough. Now obviously Rengoku lost his chest cavity, but he held on to his head, which means we should probably give it to him. The detail on the flowingness of the hair, the red highlights, all of that, it looks really, really good. His face does look like a bit nonchalant to be mid-combat, like he is slicing the Mugen train in half, but I mean, you've seen a lot of combat, so if anybody can be nonchalant, it would be him, I guess. However, this really wouldn't be a Rengoku statue without flame effects, and this statue is far from lacking flame effects. What's cool about these flame effects in particular, though, is that they actually snap together like so, and they make that big old circle of fire that we saw on the box. Only problem is this big old circle of fire does need to be placed under Rengoku, so we're gonna have to snap him out for the moment and put him over here to the side in a position that won't break any of his pieces like that. And then we can snap this on in here the other way around. Obviously, who wouldn't know that, Nick, you simple idiot? I think we're good? Maybe not. Maybe not. Nope, never mind. Everything I've ever done is wrong. Okay, so I had to take the circle apart because for some reason, the flame effect really doesn't like to be put in all as one piece, but also there's a small problem. You see, the reason I was struggling with this flame effect, and I don't know if you can really tell, but like this part of the flame that comes off the base was coming into contact with this part of the circle and they were like scratching each other. And I was like, well, there's no way that you would install this correctly and the two flame effects would be scratching each other, but apparently that's correct. And with Rengoku safely placed within his huge fire circle, there's just a couple more things we need to do, like placing these two last flame elements. And then what I've never seen before is there's a whole flame element that clicks in to the back of this statue. There's a hole right here like this that this flame element just slides into. And I guess that's to buff up the back in case anyone's looking at the back of your statues. Very interesting. And with those two flame elements coming out of the Mugen train and that back flame element buffing up the back of our statue here, we only have one more thing to do for Rengoku, and that's something that I said we probably weren't gonna have to do: add a flame detail to his cloak. You see, when I saw the cloak come out with flames on it already, I figured there's probably no flame details to add, but we do need the entire cloak to be on fire for it to be canonically Rengoku, and with the addition of that flame, we have a completed statue. This is far from the biggest statue I've ever created, but in terms of sheer detail in the resin flames and all of that, and the fact that the entire thing was magnetic, it was an absolute dream to make. And honestly, now that we're talking about it, I kind of like the Rengoku smiling. It seems to match his character in the show. But there was a cord, and there's switches all over this thing, so let's see it fully lit up. Oh my goodness, those two lights absolutely illuminate the base of this statue, and they make the flame effects seem so real, especially because the flames would be concentrated on this part of the Mugen train as it's exploding. These would be physical flames, not just like the imagination of the breathing style user with flame breathing. This was a pretty statue before it lit up, but now that I see it lit up and the flame details come to life, it is absolutely breathtaking. That is gotta be one of my favorites in my entire collection. You know, I tried to find a spot next to Open Eye for Rengoku to fit, but it was too tight in there and I figured they wouldn't want to clash heads, so I just made them next door neighbors and I put Rengoku right over here with Sakura using All Might as a weapon. Also, what's cool about this statue is that it comes with an authenticity coin, and this authenticity coin showed me that there was only 68 of these statues made, and I got the 68th one. At only 68 copies made, that makes this the rarest statue I own. But on top of the coin, we also got a plastic modeling of our statue, which is really cool. So I'm incredibly happy with how this turned out. Thank you to Bai.jp for sponsoring today's video. If you guys are looking for Japanese goods at affordable prices, guys, there is no better place to find them. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and if you did, please tell me in the comments below, and tell me if there's anything you want to see me unbox in the future. And while you're down there in those comments, guys, please, for me, like the video, subscribe to the page, and hit that noti bell.